What's up everybody? I'm Zanny Cakes, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Tier 3 map in Project Diablo 2, the River of Blood. If you find the video helpful or are looking for more PD2 content, please like and subscribe, it really helps me out. And if you're interested in theory crafting or simply just chatting, need some help with your build or anything like that, I encourage you to check out my Discord or my Twitch. The link's in the description below for both of those. And with that, let's go ahead and take a look at this map. The map itself has an area level of 89, which is 4 levels higher than anything in the normal Diablo 2 content. And the good thing about the area level 89, it means that any of the champion or unique packs will drop level 91 or higher items, which means that you can find crafting charms to reroll that can roll 41 to 45 life on them. And everything in the map is able to drop any piece of armor in the game, making it a extremely good area to magic find in. The map is the shortest of the 3 maps, however, it is probably the most difficult. The things in this map are very mean, they hit very hard, there can be some very frustrating spawns, and the boss himself for this map is extremely deadly. This map actually has 2 boss-like characters in it. The first one that you will run into about halfway through the map is Avaneos the Rotten. He looks like Griswold from Tristram. He will cast amplified damage, and he has very tanky blood golems with him. However, he is extremely easy. He's just kind of a tank and spank. Takes a lot of damage to kill him, but overall he's not that threatening. I have never seen him actually drop any items. I'm not really sure what the point of him is. But he is in the map, so I figured it was at least worth mentioning. The actual map boss would be a Lister type character, which is actually named Belial, the Lord of Lies. From a developer standpoint, I'm not sure why they used the name of the Act 2 boss in Diablo 3. The fight itself is nothing like Belial from Diablo 3. He has completely different mechanics, but we'll get to that in just a minute. The map itself has a fairly unique tile set. It looks similar to the Travancore area with the kind of tile-looking walkways, but is similar to River of Flames, where you have the flame on either side. However, in River of Blood, it is blood instead of flame. The map itself has several different mob types that it can spawn. It's got some of the meanest ones in the game. They recently moved the Succubi Witches from the Tier 1 map to the Tier 3 map. This is particularly annoying because they can fly off to the sides of the map where you can't reach them to attack them, and if you are able to reach them as a ranged character, when they die, you are not able to get any loot from them, and they can just sit there and cast their blood spirits and amplify damage with very little that you can do in return. Other mobs to watch out for would be council members. They cast Hydra and can heal other mobs on the map. There are Oblivion mages that can cast different curses. They're cold immune. There's Oblivion knights that are fire immune and have a very high damage physical attack. There can be skeletal archers that do very high amounts of physical damage from a range. There are the Death Maulers that are lightning immune that have both a high damage physical melee attack as well as their double spine attack that is ranged. The map has flesh spawners that are magic immune, however the flesh worms that they spawn are cold immune. So you have every type of immunity in this map other than physical immune, making physical damage builds like Throw Barb, Mind Blast Assassin, Multi-Shot Amazon, or Wind Druid very good for this map. As for the boss fight itself, he is extremely deadly. He's, like I said, he's based off of the Lister character. He moves very fast, has an extremely high damage physical attack that puts you in hit recovery animations and you can eventually get stun locked. And then he has two abilities that deal extremely high amounts of physical damage. One is a bleed effect that just does damage over time. The other one is a sort of spirit nova that also does physical damage. It's similar to the one that Bale casts, however, it moves slower and does significantly more damage. The best way that I've found to kill this boss is to try and kite him back to the entrance of the area where he spawns in. There's a little doorway, and you can kind of keep him by the doorway. When you see him casting his slow-moving Nova, you simply go through the doorway and line of sight the Nova with the walls around the doorway, and then jump back in when the Nova has passed you up. On ranged characters, I would recommend staying at max range as best as you can, giving you more time to avoid his Nova. It is fairly easy to outrun. However, it keeps going for a lot longer than you would actually think that it does. And I've also found that the boss himself can be fairly glitchy. He seems to desync and kind of teleport around, and you can be very surprised by him looking like he's quite a ways away from you, and then the next thing you know, he's right on top of you and you're dead. I've gotten into the habit of leaving a town portal open before I get to the boss, as I die on him that often. There's very little elemental damage that you have to worry about in this map. The exception would be the Hydras from the council members and the Oblivion mages, so it is not necessary to stack resistances or absorb for this map. However, there is huge amounts of physical damage, so to increase your chances of survival, your best bet is to stack physical damage reduction and also even consider a max block type build. As I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of different ranged type mobs in this map, and then having the Oblivion mages and Succubi casting curses and amplified damage, you will spend a lot of time cursed, further increasing the amount of damage that you end up taking. So it's good to also consider things like Treachery for the lesser fade proc to reduce curse duration, using Cleanse from either the Act 3 Mercenary or possibly using the Plague rune word, or even using Crown of the Ages for the 75% curse reduction. This map can be very challenging, and even with a simple misstep, you can end up dead very easily, so it is best to take your time and proceed cautiously, and try to pay attention to the ranged attackers as best as you can. I hope this video helps you out in your conquest on defeating the Tier 3 map. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite mapping build is in PD2. Since it is fairly new, I'm still fairly unfamiliar with all of the different builds. I've had limited experience with my own characters, so there's still quite a bit left for me to explore in this game, and I love hearing what you guys think. I've had quite a few people asking me about my Wind Druid build, so I will be making a build guide on the Wind Druid here in the next few days, so stay tuned for that. And as always, good luck, have fun, and I hope to see you out there.